Skies all open wide, geese go high and over. Oh, now you're a beachcomber, a fistful of sandfire, sea, lavender. See you next year.
Hello, and thank you for listening to the Deepdale podcast. It's January 2023. Happy New Year to you all. It's lovely to have your listening ears, and thank you for joining us once again. I have a new voice joining me here on the podcast, and hopefully as a regular. This may scare her off, and we may never hear from her again, but I'm hoping that Lisa, who is one of the tourism team, is going to be my regular foil or co-presenter or whatever description. She can decide that. So, hello, how are you, Lisa?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you, Jason. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Deepdale podcast.
Thank you very much. This is my first podcast.
First ever podcast.
First ever.
That's brilliant. Excellent. But you casually mentioned while we were chatting at the Christmas meal that you had done journalism, studied journalism, and I thought, that might work very well.
Slightly regretting mentioning that now. Had I known it would lead to this.
It'll be fine. I promise it will be absolutely painless. It's really not that scary. Just chat to me as if we're having a chat over a beer. It's not a problem.
I don't drink beer. Can I have a nice glass of white?
Absolutely, yeah. Any particular white?
Something sweet. I think not too keen on the dry.
Okay. Is there a kind of a particular country of origin, or
No,
are you
not fussy about
not
that.
fussy? Okay, just as long as it's sort of sweet and white.
Yeah, that will do.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That's great. Excellent. No problem. Yeah. Well, from the virtual bar, I shall hand you. Well, we should probably do this while we're having a beer in a pub. That would be
fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we could go and sit in near roaring fire in one of our local pubs in the middle of winter. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Do that for next time.
Yeah, okay, excellent. February booked. We'll do that. That sounds good. Excellent. We can enjoy a good lunch and go and record the podcast. Oh, yeah, no, it's all expenses.
Oh, I'm quite liking this podcast lot.
Suddenly Lisa is more enthusiastic. There we go. Excellent. So, how long have you been at Deepdale now?
So it will be a year in April. So
My word,
quick
that's...
maths. 9 months, is it?
So you kind of came just near the beginning of the season last year.
Yes, so was eased in ever so gently, and then full steam for the summer.
Yeah, got you. And how on earth did you hear about Deepdale and?
I'd stayed here years ago, and then I was actually looking to book a holiday because we've got our camper van, and I was thinking, I remember staying at Deepdale and how lovely it was. So having a browse through the website and just happened to notice that you'd got jobs advertising, and then the little cogs in my brain started to go, and I was like, do you know what? I was looking for another job and just thought, well, I'll just send my application in, who knows? And then there we go. Excellent.
So where were you living then? Like, was it a long way away and you were going to kind of like travel here for a long way away?
Yeah, no, it's about 45 minutes, so It's not near, but it's such lovely, like coming on the back roads. I count so many red kites on the way, and obviously all the lovely geese that are flying over at the moment. So it's a really nice commute. So the other day I had to stop because there were pigs crossing the road.
Of course,
it's Norfolk.
Perfectly normal.
Exactly,
yes, yeah, absolutely.
So it's not like sitting in a motorway. So
it's a significantly more enjoyable experience, isn't it? Really.
Definitely.
And kites seem to be just everywhere, don't they?
So many now, aren't there?
It's incredible.
I saw 3 this morning alone. But yeah, always see them now, which is lovely.
And I've noticed like the owl population seems to be growing as well.
Yeah,
definitely. Many times when I'm driving, and the other day, massive hawk of some sort of came out of one of the trees, gave us a hell of a fright, but not being the most I really should have tried to get a photo and taken it to One Stop Nature for an input, but yeah
that's my job. When you're driving along, it's hard to to really identify what it is. So in your brain, you're thinking, right, I must remember what it looks like, and I'll look it up as soon as I get to work. But then it's gone out of my head.
Yeah, and by the time you get back to work, you can't remember. Did
like,
it have a kite as a tail, or did it have? Yeah, and it was sort of a bird thing, and it was flying. Yeah, there's someone on Twitter that we follow as Deepdale Camping, and they've started a thing, wildlife from afar. And basically, it's a nondescript photo from a long distance away and apparently somewhere in the photo, if you were able to zoom in with a big magnifying glass, there would be something like, but normally unidentified. So it could be a stoat or a badger or some sort of bird of prey or something, but you can't really see it on the photo that you can see in front of you, and they can't really know what it is. So it's just, they become this thing of like thing. And I'm sure now they're probably just hearing a woodpecker and going, oh, I'll take a photo roughly in the direction. That would be good. If you had to choose your favourite place in this local area, where would it be?
Straight away, Thornham Beach. That's my absolute favourite.
Okay.
I love it because it's a nice little walk down there. You don't get the heaps of crowds because of the walk. So it's generally always so peaceful. It's beautiful to watch there when the sun rises, pop in the sea, if the tide's in. It's just, that's my absolute favourite place.
And so if others wanted to discover Thornham Beach.
I shouldn't have said it on a podcast.
No, you shouldn't. Yeah, it's fine. It's a select band. Nobody will pass it on. It's fine. But if you were heading down there, where would you go to park?
So you can park right near where the old harbour, like barn is.
Yes. Oh, the coal barn.
Yes, yeah. So there's generally always parking there. Also, just watch that the tide's not going to come in. Yeah,
because if the tide, when it does come in, it comes in a very long way. Yeah.
Or what else is really nice to do is go to the lifeboat.
Yep.
Have a nice breakfast or a lunch. Leave your car there and then walk down.
Good choice. Yeah, good choice. Excellent. Yeah, because that's a really lovely walk actually along the sea wall, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, really lovely.
Yeah, you can head out and you kind of, I like the fact that quite a lot of people have no idea there's a beach at the far end of that path.
I know, this is it, yeah. They either just don't know it's there or they give up halfway and turn back. And so, the beach is always quiet.
But the beach is stunning, isn't it?
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I think it's very similar in style to kind of like to Branksome Beach, but with probably 100th of the people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I like the walk down there because again, you get the lovely views over the marshes and stuff. So.
Yeah. I try not to get my dog to let her run into too many of the dikes before she gets to the beach, because otherwise it's a very slow walk home.
See, I'm very lucky. My little pug just hates water, so she won't go anywhere near any puddles or dikes or anything. So I have a smelly chocolate Labrador, and she likes to roll and dive into everything possible. So, the car is often needing cleaning at the end of that. Sure. Yes. One Stop Nature are going to do us a little update, a wildlife update, because they're the people to ask. If you need to know what to see in the local area, then pop in and see Ollie or Richard in One Stop Nature, which is next door at Dalgate Market, literally next door to the campsite and the rooms. And they have a really good selection of kind of information about what's local and also what's seasonal. So if you're kind of looking at, but you mentioned the amazing geese that are still coming over, and they're very definitely still here, aren't they? Yeah,
there's just thousands of geese in the morning and the evening as they come into roost.
And we had a little overnight in our camper at the weekend actually, and you could still hear them flying over, in the middle of the night. It's crazy that they kept going. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Was it quite full moon? Because they do move around a lot in the moon.
Yeah, it was proper bright full moon. Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, they don't seem to have any worries about navigating at that time.
No, I always feel sorry for the last little straggler though that you see.
Yeah, the one that's
desperately to catch up.
Yeah, they're either inexperienced or or not 100%.
No, you just hope that they managed to find them.
Yes, yeah, they make a hell of a noise, so I guess they managed to kind of radiate the radar themselves in. So Jake Fines, who's based at Holcombe, he's there. I don't know quite what Jake's title is, but I think it's probably something like conservation director or something. But he puts on the most amazing videos and pictures of huge swarms of swarms, not the right thing, flocks of sort of widgeon and geese and all sorts of other things all round the kind of Holcombe Nature Reserve and all along the coast, and they farm a lot of the fields coming up to Deepdale. So there's some beautiful wildlife, and the farm here, now that we've got all these sort of conservation areas in and stuff, the wildlife is fantastic to see.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So, It is. It is. Excellent. So we'll have a quick break for One Stop Nature, and then we will be back with some events that are going on in the local area.
Hi there everyone, it's Ollie again from the One Stop Nature Shop with another update on what's going on the Norfolk coast. January is typically one of the quietest months of the year on the coast, but that being said, we've got some quite interesting rarest bird species that are spending the winter on the coast, such as long-billed dowager from America, a very, very small bird called a Hume's leaf warbler, which should currently be in India, spending the winter, but seems to have found its way to the Norfolk coast. And these are joined by other more common migrant species like snow buntings and twite as well, another small finch. Despite the cold weather, obviously we are, as I'm sure you are, looking forward to spring arriving. It's amazing how quickly it comes about, with birds, usually now in only about 6 weeks' time, starting to make that northward journey. Typically, most of our migrants spending the winter in Africa before joining us up here for the summer. In terms of the shop, we've got a couple of new developments that might be of interest. We have a brand new trail camera called the OS Wild 4G. This is a unique trail camera in that it has a SIM card built into it, which will enable you to receive images and video anywhere in the world. So if you've got your trail camera out in your garden in, say, Scotland or London or wherever you live, and you come on a holiday to Norfolk, you can still see what your hedgehogs and foxes or even the neighbour's cat are doing in your garden while you're away. It's a very innovative piece of design and quite complex, so do pop into the shop and we can talk you through it if it's of interest, or of course you can contact us by email or phone. The other piece of information is that we're going to be launching soon binocular and spotting scope hire for visitors to the Norfolk coast. These will be done on perhaps a daily basis, or if you wanted something for 2 or 3 days, there is a fee, which we're still working out the exact cost, but it will be very affordable. And it will allow you, if you are visiting but not, if you're maybe just curious about what binoculars could do for you in terms of when you go out walking, or if you're come to Norfolk and you happen to forget your binoculars, we've got a great range and we are going to start doing rentals for those on a daily, or as I said, up to 2 or 3 daily basis. So that's it from me for now, and thank you again for Jason for allowing me to speak on the podcast. And obviously we are open as a shop 9:30 to 4:30 until the middle of February, where we'll revert to our summer hours 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
Thanks to Ollie from One Stop Nature for his update. And don't forget, next door, head to dalegatemarket.co.uk and you'll find all the information about One Stop Nature there, and you can pop in and see them. And they're open 7 days a week with some great information. And you can even hire things like binoculars, and you can borrow kit, and you can do all sorts of things with them, and they'll point you in the right direction. So do come and see them. So Lisa and I are going to just have a quick chat about some of the events coming up, because it's really lovely. After what's been an interesting 2 or 3 years, it is now really lovely to be seeing the events program beginning to build up again, with lots of stuff happening. And Chris has put on, booked some amazing live music, and so we thought we'd just chat through some of the stuff that's coming up. You've been to some of the live music that we've had here, haven't you?
Yes, the stuff at the festival, and then sadly I had to miss the Man the Lifeboats.
Yeah, I don't think you were well enough for
we won't
Man the
talk about
Lifeboats.
that. I heard it was terrible. So
yeah, I know you wouldn't have enjoyed it. It was
sure
those boys just don't know how to put it on. So they do. They're brilliant, and she's just making herself feel better. It was a really good evening, but it was awful. You wouldn't have enjoyed it at all. That was fine. It was fine. So this month is kind of nice and calm, and it's all about fused glass workshops at Driftwood Glass next door at Dalgate Market, and it's about being on the Norfolk coast and finding your hygge, it's very sort of chilled and relaxed, and there's just no kind of pressure or anything at this time of year. It's all very calm in terms of you can go to pubs and you're not having to queue up and all of that kind of thing. It's a really lovely atmosphere. The weather can be a little bit iffy, but it's January, so we just wrap up. And as they say, there's no wrong weather, it's just the wrong clothing. So just bring some warm clothes, bring a pair of decent boots, and get out there and see this beautiful, beautiful part of the world, and then use it as an excuse to go and sit in the pub afterwards. That seems like a perfect plan, doesn't it, really? And the seafood at this time of year is absolutely awesome. So you really, really want to have mussels that have literally been picked in the harbour, and if you go to the White Horse, they haven't even crossed the road to be eaten. If you go to the Jolly Sailors, they've crossed about 5 yards of road. So it's really worth coming at this time of year and relaxing, and that carries through into February. But our music programme really kicks off in February, and I'm really pleased to say that we have Christina Alden and Alex Patterson, who some of you will have seen at the previous festival and also in their Old Guys, a trio, and then the Shackleton trio, who have played at Deepdale a few times, and at the moment they're doing this really fantastic conglomeration where they all on stage together, all 5 of them. They mix and match all of their different work, and they play new pieces, and it's just a really lovely mix. They're all incredible musicians, so having all 5 of them here on the 17th of February, it's Friday evening, so get out of work early at lunchtime, drive up to Deepdale, have a lovely weekend with us, and start it off with an amazing live music gig in the Brick Barn with those 5 guys. Really, really worthwhile, fantastic. And of course, you came after we would have had our hygge last year, which we didn't have because of COVID. Yeah. So this will almost be like your birthday party.
I know, won't it, Jess?
Yeah, your first year birthday party at Deepdale. So that's great, isn't it?
So kind of you to put it on for me.
It was the only reason. It was the only reason. Well, the hygge came about because Chris and I, when we'd been talking about taking Deepdale back over and kind of rebuilding it and re-establishing it, we'd identified hygge as the kind of the core of what it was that we wanted to do in terms of kind of helping people find their inner happiness on the North Norfolk coast. Hence the definition of hygge, which is the Danish word. And we thought, well, there's thousands of books about it and stuff, but we've got to kind of come up with our version of what hygge should be. And we still started, it was that sense of being able to sit and chat to people who you'd either met kind of casually at Deepdale before, or you'd never met before, but you all had something in common, which was a love of this place. Yeah. And the North Norfolk coast and that sort of stuff. And so this kind of event of the Deepdale hygge sort of came about, and it's sort of edited and developed over the years that we've done it. But essentially, it's about having a lovely, relaxed time. None of the kind of rushing from I want to see this band and I want to see that band. It's a kind of much more of a linear event that kind of just chilled, relaxed. People can just enjoy kind of being around other people. So that's the idea. There's some great music in the evening on Saturday evening, and of course we have our barn dance on Friday evening, which is very good fun. It's really good. Yeah, it's great fun. The Brick Barn works really well for that. And do you often do the reels?
The reels?
Yeah, you know when you're reeling in a barn dance?
I've never done a barn dance.
You've never done a barn dance at all? Oh, it's fantastic. So stripping the willow and so you kind of race up and down, and then you go in and out for everybody and come back. And
how do you know what to do? Is there someone that teaches you?
They call it. So the band that who are coming, Whirly Gig, are really great, and they basically will explain all the dances to you, and then they come and sort of explain them. So they get some people to demonstrate it, and then everybody takes part. And the great thing the thing I love about barn dancing is that everybody's like, you get some people who are really great. So I have a couple of cousins who are absolutely brilliant at it, but you're only as good as the worst person on the floor. So
Right.
it's kind of a common denominator,
Oh, I see.
and it's great fun, and it's silly,
Yeah.
and everybody makes mistakes,
Yeah.
and somebody always turns the wrong way or grabs the wrong hand, or whatever. And so it's a kind of a commonality of
Yeah.
silliness. It's like cracker jokes,
Oh,
it's
awesome,
like
yeah.
kind of you come down to the lowest thing, and it's really good fun,
that's
and
good.
it's very entertaining.
Oh,
So
that sounds
yes, yeah, it's great. And then so that's Friday night. Saturday morning there will be lots of sort of self guided walks and stuff like that, and basically you can come in and get some maps from you guys, and then people can go off and do walks in various different places, or cycle rides, or whatever they fancy doing. If people are feeling really hardy, they can go and take a paddle board out onto the sea. But March can be a bit parky. And then throughout the afternoon and into the evening, there's a load of really good bands that Chris has sorted out, and hopefully on both Friday night and Saturday night, the King's Lynn Astronomy Society will be bringing their big telescopes and setting up on Woodview, so people can have a look at the stars.
Yeah, it's amazing some of the things you can see through their telescopes.
Yeah, they're brilliant. They sort of set up sort of 3 telescopes, and you sort of you have a wide angle kind of, so you can sort of get an idea of where in the sky it is.
Yeah.
Then the next one sort of zoomed in a bit more, and then the next one zoomed in a load, and they sort of explain what you're looking at. So they're
cool.
really good. They're really good. Yeah. So it's a lovely, very chilled weekend. Just one for anybody who's been before. The big change is that rather than us running the activities on Saturday morning, this time it's, we'll help you plan your own activities, but we're not actually running them. We're not leading the walks and stuff. You can lead your own walks and head off, because there's a load of you have done walks locally, so you can get a chance to take a wander around and see the place. So head down to Branxter Beach, or head along the coastal footpath to Overy, or take a cycle ride to Sandringham or Houghton or something like that. So really lovely, really lovely. So so this will be the festival was a fairly full-on introduction to live music at Deepdale.
Yeah.
Did you see some good bands?
I did. I found one would finish, and then you'd suddenly be like, right, where's the next one? And you'll kind of leg it over to the barn. So
was there anything that sticks in your mind?
Who was it? Something Room. It was someone's room.
Fred's House?
Fred's, that's it, yes.
Fred's House.
Well done, yeah.
Terrible of me. Room. I can't think of a room band. Oh, yeah, no, that was
Fred's
it.
House.
Fred's
yeah.
House.
God, that was well worked.
Well, they're playing the Hygge.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, so they're going to play
they're
going to play on Saturday night at the Hygge.
I thought they were really good. Yeah,
that's good.
But I loved all the little stories that people told before their songs and stuff as well, like why they wrote them and what it meant to them. So it was lovely.
Did you get a poem done?
I did get a poem done. Yeah, I did. It's
from
on my
Toast
mantelpiece.
Poetry.
Yeah. Toast Poetry on my mantelpiece.
That's cool. They were supposed to come back on the Sunday, and I was going to get my poem done there, but sadly that didn't happen.
I think everyone they did for Sam and Caroline, everyone was in tears in the office when we read them, but in a good way, because they were just so lovely and moving. Yeah. But that was really cool.
That's cool. Excellent. Well, we're hoping they're going to be back with us. That would be really nice to have them back, so that would be really good. Dates for Deepdale Hygge are Friday the 24th to Sunday the 26th of March. So make a weekend of it, come up, enjoy a lovely atmosphere, and see some of the beautiful North Norfolk coast. It'd be great. And of course, then later in May we have Iona Lane, who I don't know if you know of Iona, but Chris gets inspiration from lots of different places for the music he loves, and he's seen Iona play. I'm guessing probably at one of the festivals they go to, and he wanted her to play the festival, but she's not available. But she's doing a UK tour, and so she's coming to us. And she's a Leeds-based folk singer, and beautiful voice. So that should be really fantastic. So that's Saturday the 27th of May, so another date for your diary. So do you know of any other stuff that's going on locally? Do you sort of, have you, is there anything that sort of has grabbed you in terms of activities? Have any interesting posters been dropped into the information centre yet?
No, not that I've seen.
A bit quiet at the moment?
Yeah, I haven't been in the office a huge amount, not that I've seen.
You've been out doing DIY and painting.
Yes.
Yes.
And dismantling beds with Simon.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, because we're taking the bunk beds off.
Have you seen the ones
things.
that we've
Yes,
done?
very
It
smart.
looks so nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, they do look really nice.
So nice
Yeah.
and roomy. Yeah.
So the cart shed rooms, which were a double bed with a single bunk above, which I designed many moons ago. We've discovered that people have definitely got taller or whatever, and they're bumping their heads on the top, and it's just generally not working for people. So they are now just becoming double rooms, and plenty of room for a cot if you're bringing a small one with you, or a dog bed if you're bringing a dog with you.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably actually more often than a baby, isn't it, really? But yeah, so a nice sort of double room now rather than things. So we've got a lot of double rooms now, which works really well and are very popular. And if you are planning on staying anytime in January or February, in fact, right through into March, going just before Christmas, up to the Hygge, yeah, we are running a midweek 3 for 2 special, which is basically you book 3 nights. So that could be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Book 3 nights and you actually only pay for 2. So it's a really good deal.
It's on the campsite as well.
Yes. Yeah, so you can come in a camper van, motorhome, stay in a double room, stay in a family room, stay in a group room. If there's sort of 5 or 6 of you when you're cycling and you want to share a dorm room, then you can do that. So it's a really good offer. Just head to deepdalecamping.co.uk and you will find all the information you need. Dead easy to book and very, very good value to come and see this very, very beautiful part of the world. Definitely a good way of making use of midweek in January or February if you can take the time off.
What else is there to do?
Exactly. And as we say, you can always go to the pub after doing whatever exercise it is you're doing, and we won't judge you. You can just walk 100 yards to the pub.
Perfect.
Or you can do a 5-mile walk and then go to the pub. We don't mind. It doesn't worry us. We want you to be happy. We want you to be Hygge. And I'm really pleased to say we've had a lot of entries. We are running a competition and you can win accommodation vouchers and Deepdale swag bags. So the accommodation vouchers are 50 quid vouchers that you can spend towards your stay at Deepdale. So if you book accommodation worth 150 quid, you can put your 50 quid towards it or whatever. And it's really easy to be entered into the competition. All you have to do is go to our website, deepdalecamping.co.uk. On the front page, there's a win, £50. It has a little more information on the image, but that's all you really need to look for. Click on that, it'll take you to our customer questionnaire, and we ask you a bunch of information to help us try and develop our service here at Deepdale, helping you find your Hygge. So it's asking you questions like, what transport do you use to get here? How do you want to travel when you're here? What sort of activities do you want to do? All of that kind of thing. And it will give you a load of different options. You can also add options to it, and it would just be great if you're happy to fill that out and help us kind of develop our product so that we know what sort of facilities you'd like and what sort of services. And we're going to anybody who fills it in will be entered into our virtual hat, and we'll pick out 2 winners for the accommodation vouchers, and we've got 4 swag bags to win, Deepdale swag bags, which have got things like water bottles and frisbees and cups and all of that kind of thing. So
The mascot was in the swag bag.
on the table, Lisa has her very own personalised Deepdale water bottles, so we know that they're used by the team. It's covered in dogs by the looks of it.
Cat stickers. Yeah, I didn't realise I had so many cat stickers.
There you go. That's very smart. I like that. Yeah, and you've got what's that one? That's the one from the film, isn't it?
Yes.
The number 9 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, it's quite pop culture. I like. It's got. Yeah, I like it. It's good.
See?
It's very good.
You were keen to start with.
Yeah. I think it was Simon that described it as sacrilege.
Well, yeah, he did.
But it may be the cats.
Yeah, maybe the cats put him off, and maybe the unicorn. He's not keen on that.
No, it's very you rather than Simon. I think if it was Simon, it would just be lots of stickers of hammocks.
Yes. Oh, I was going to say computer nerds. Is that really bad?
Well, he actually might have his computer games on there, but he has a weird mixture of like wanting to sleep out under the stars in a hammock with nothing,
and then also just
happy sitting in front of a computer killing aliens or whatever. Stuff. I don't know whether he's aliens or I'm not sure what his favourite computer game is. I haven't delved too
deep into that world.
Is that not your world? No. Okay, there you go. Excellent. And just in case you're going onto our website, if you head onto deepdalecamping.co, click on events, there's a load of events in there. Like we've got events from Holcombe and Sandringham and lots of local makers and all sorts of other interesting courses and activities. And it's well worth going on there and having a good search. Lisa and the rest of the team have to look at it all the time because there's a big screen in the information centre that scrolls through all of the events that are coming on in the next little while. But you can search anywhere that you want to in there up to right through to the end of the year, and we just keep adding events all the time. People keep adding them onto the website, so just please do go on and see. You'll see all sorts of things. There's the fused glass workshops that we mentioned happening next door at Driftwood Glass. There's the green woodworking courses that are happening at Deepdale on the farm with Richard Rood, who you've probably met in the pop-up shops at some point. And there's loads of other activities and events. There's things like park runs. If you're a runner, there's lots of local park runs, so lots of choice there. You can come and tick all the Norfolk park runs off the list. Are you a runner?
No, I've tried. I just can't get on with running.
No, it's not for you.
No, I walk. I'll happily walk for 5 hours rather than run for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm just not.
I sort of know where you are. Yeah, with that. I do quite enjoy my running.
Do you?
But I have to say I can get a lot further by walking.
Yeah.
I'm not a natural run build. So, there you go. Well, thank you for joining me for your first podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I hope it wasn't too scary.
No, it wasn't painful at all. It was fine.
And next time now she knows kind of she can bring with it your favourite events and stuff.
Yes.
That'd be cool. You can look through and see. I think you were like not quite sure what to expect.
No.
Were you?
Unprepared.
Well, yeah, thank you for joining me, and I hope we'll see you on here again soon. And for anybody who's listening, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being fans of Deepdale, and we hope we will see you during 2023 at some point. We hope you had a fantastic Christmas and New Year, and keep really well, and we'll see you very, very soon. All the best. Thanks a lot.
Skies all open wide, geese go high and over. Oh, now you're a beachcomber, fistful of sandfire, sea, lavender, sea.